Hey everyone, today we are going to be doing a lesson on chemical reactions and it's 2.4. So what happens to this match? In the lesson we are going to learn and recognize whether the burning match is a chemical change or a physical change. We've talked about physical changes, so now we're moving on to chemical changes. Words such as burn, rot, rust, decompose, ferment, explode, and corrode usually signify a chemical change. So what is a chemical property? It's the ability of a substance to undergo a specific chemical change. Chemical properties can be used to identify a substance. So you have physical properties and chemical properties, but the only way you can see chemical properties is if a chemical change occurs. So let's take a look at this charcoal. Charcoal is a hard piece of something, right? It's a substance that's a solid. And when you break it up in parts, that's a physical change. So you've made a change, but it is now a physical change. Okay, so let's see what happens if we make a chemical change. When it's heated and burned, remember that word burn, a chemical change occurs. The substance in charcoal react with oxygen in the air to form other substances. So you still need two things to make a chemical change to happen. If we're just breaking the charcoal into pieces, then it's physical. If you add something to it and it changes it, then it's a chemical change. It can also be called a chemical reaction. One or more substances change into one or more new substances during a chemical reaction. So you take two things and it makes a chemical reaction. A substance present at the start of the reaction is called the reactant, and a substance produced in the reaction is the product. So you have two substances that are called reactants. You make a new substance called the product. What is always true of a chemical change that is never true of a physical change? So here's our differences. Chemical change, physical change. During a chemical change, the composition always changes. And during physical change, it never changes. So those are some key points that you need to know. Are the changes that happen to a burning match chemical or physical? And how do you know? Let's think about that for a minute, and we might need to answer that in our lesson. Well, let's see what it says. A burning match is undergoing a chemical change. There is a transfer of heat, a production of light, and a change in color. The composition of the material also changes during the burning process. So it is a chemical change. So answer these questions below and see what you know about chemical changes.